since I travel in what I call comfort budget, I thought I'd show you this place before I make a mess out of it. That's usually the problem. I think, oh, I should, and then I'm like, yeah, but I've already made a mess. But this was advertised as a whole apartment, and it is. Oh my gosh. Let me turn the camera around. Yeah, let me just turn the camera around. Okay, that's the hallway. Okay, so this is $20 a night. There's a few extra taxes on there, so in the end it might come out to $22. I'm in Lome, Togo, so I'm in the capital city of Togo. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the border crossing and all that today, because I think it might be a good little lesson, not a lesson like I'm teaching anything, just a sharing of the experience. Okay, so that was the living room. And then there's the kitchen. It's not perfect. I mean, that stovetop looks a little scary to me, although I know how they work now. And the refrigerator is clean, but it's like it had something a little stinky in it, and they just cleaned it, and it hasn't gotten rid of the smell entirely. I'm just keeping water in there at the moment. Look at this bathroom. Look at this bathroom. I mean, and yeah, most places don't have separate showers and all that. So the fact that, see how the floor is indented? That's a perfectly acceptable extra space for a shower. But I mean, look at that. That's huge. That is absolutely huge. They gave me a little laundry basket. And here's the bedroom. I've actually spent the least time in here. And the air conditioning works. It's funny because he pointed out the air conditioning. I said I usually use the fan, but the fan out I'm going to test it now, because the fan out in the living room does not work. They gave me a floor fan for the living room, so it's not like I'm without a fan. Nope, bedroom fan works, so that is fine for me. I sometimes use the air conditioning, but look, it's a nice double bed. I mean, that's more than enough for one person. Together, Tim and I might have been a little cramped on it, but we could make it. And a wardrobe, nice place to hang things. But this is like $20 a night, you know. So, oh, and I'm going to take you out to the balcony while I talk to you about how the border crossing went. So, I've actually been here for a few hours. And part of it is I've been dozing off a little bit because it was another one of those have to get up stupid early. I had to be at the bus station at 5:30, which means, you know, I'm going to bed. Whoops, little step down there. I'm going to bed at midnight or 1, but I'm also nervous. So, you know, I'm not, whoops. I'm not really sleeping, okay, because I don't want to miss it. And so I got to the bus, and no problem, way, you know, plenty ahead. If you wondered, I'm that kind of person because my mom was someone who always ran late, and she made me, and I'll show you the view from here in just a second, but she always made me run late for things when I was a kid. So I've gone the other way, and I'm the person that always likes to be early. So I got there, no problem. I had my paperwork. Now, I went to the Togo embassy, and this was the thing where I got bad information. I had read something that sometimes the e-visas weren't being accepted at borders, at drive-through borders, land borders. They were only accepted at airports. And so I called the Togo embassy and said, do you accept the e-visa at the land border? And they said, no, you need to come into the embassy. When I went into the embassy, the guy was like, I don't know why you're here having me do this, because you could do this yourself. I thought it was, you know, oh man, that lighting is bad. Let me see if I get better lighting over here. No, not too much better. But but he helped me fill it out, and then the instructions he gave me to log on and create an account and this and that, it didn't work for a few days, and they were supposed to email me when the thing had come through. Well, I found out 2 days later after it had come through, after I finally got the account set up that he said I needed to do. I got that done, and then I got to look in, and it's like, oh, hey, this came through 2 days ago. They should have sent me an email. Even if I didn't have the account set up, they should have sent me an email, because they did have my email address. So that was the first mix-up, but it got done. And I went and got it printed out, And I had it, and I had my yellow fever card. I had my new shiny passport because I got a new passport a couple months ago. Um, Even though mine wasn't near expiring, I was in Ghana. It was in a really good, stable place, and I don't even know what technical things the government's doing is going to look like in a couple of years. So I just decided to go ahead and get it renewed now. Okay, so I was all set for the border. Got through Ghana, fine. They didn't even blink at the fact that the resident permit I had was in the expired, not the expired, but the canceled out passport. They didn't hesitate, no problem. But then I get over to the Togo side, and they're like, "Well, you need to fill out this form." I mean, after a little this back and forth and that back and forth, and they're like, "You need to fill out this form." It's like, I already filled it out. That's why I have this printout here. And I was afraid they were going to ask me to pay again. That was my concern, shall we say. And no, but they made me fill it out, and they took their own sweet time, reprocessing the same information they technically already had in the computer. And I came through that land border. We came through in 2019, or 2018, 2019, something like that. And it was, I would have understood that one having a problem because there was no way they had a computer, or if they had a computer, I wouldn't have expected it to be very good. They were still putting old paper sticky stamps. I mean, not even the rubber stamp. I actually have in my old passport, I have the stamps that they put in, and it was kind of cool to have it be so old fashioned. But this place had the computer up and running. It's like, why are you asking me to refill out what I just filled out and is all over your computer? But I did it. And see, I was with a transportation company, in a minivan. And the minivan now was super comfortable. It wasn't even full, so I had no one in my row. We had, there was a ton of space. It was wonderful. And the thing is, the driver came in and was looking after, but then they have these handlers that handle things. And because they're with the company that you're traveling with, they don't ask you for money. If you do this, try to go through the border yourself, these handlers are going to try and help you, but they're also going to, a little something. But these guys were doing their job, and they got it done. But the driver said that it was just kind of expected. They just hassle some people just because they can. And it wasn't a big hassle, but it's kind of like they sort of expect that with Togo. And then I know this is partly what I wanted to share is some of the struggles when you first arrive. And I made the mistake. I traveled on a Sunday, and I usually don't. And there's some reasons why. I haven't gotten a local Togo SIM card. Now my MTN card from Ghana will work for phone calls, but only for phone calls. It doesn't work for data or anything like that. As soon as I crossed the border, it died. And but the number stays alive. It's just something MTN does in in a bunch of countries, where your number can stay alive, which keeps you going on WhatsApp. But if you're not connected in another way, WhatsApp is not going to do any good. So it's a Sunday, and at this moment, I'm not going out wandering because I don't have a good way to get back to the accommodation. Okay, I don't have go here on the map, easy peasy, because this isn't a kind of residential area, and there's not a big landmark. So I need the rest anyways. I don't mind taking the day off, the afternoon off. But if I wanted to go out and explore, I'd have to do some things to make sure that I was really tight with, how to get back. Now, I will say the manager who's running things in that, if I had to call him, I could. But see, that's the problem, is I'd have to call him if I'm out and about, because see, from here I can use the Wi-Fi. But until I get that SIM card, but I think most of the places that would tell me the SIM card are closed today. Plus food places, I do have the app that they use for food delivery. I'm hoping I can use it with cash. And I did, one nice thing is that right across the alley, and let me flip it so you're looking at more interesting stuff, or other interesting stuff. That nice little hut down there, she has essential supplies, and she was so sweet. I think the manager might have gone over and talked to her about that, I was going to be coming over to get some water, and she carried the water up for me. I mean, that was just super sweet. But they sell, I got water, I got soap, I got a couple energy drinks. I don't have a lot of cash on me because I only changed a little bit before I came across the border. My usual rule is about $100, and I did, but by the time all the fees got taken out and it was CDs to CFA, it ended up about $85. So, but this is the street I'm on. Now, if I go, it's a little bit of a walk, but the walk down to some sort of main street or main road, it's like go down to one of these end roads down here and then turn left and I can get to a main road. Oh, we got a puppy dog down here. I heard him barking before. Very different. Well, I don't know. Seems different from the Ghana dogs. Ghana dogs really avoid people, but maybe this one's a true pet. But so yeah, this is the street I'm on. But as I say, it's probably about a 5 to 10 minute walk to the main road. But I can get them to come pick me up. As I say, the problem is once I'm out and about, that let me give you the slow pan. It's once I'm out and about that I'd have trouble getting back. And I'm tired. As I say, I've been here a little while, but I kind of kept dozing off on the couch because I was so tired. And I did have lunch. I actually bought lunch at the let me split that back around. I actually bought lunch. Someone at the bus company was selling, jollof chicken, and had a few plantains in it. And so I got my lunch like at 5:30 in the morning, and then I got here somewhere around noonish. I went ahead and had it, and it's like it worked out perfectly. That way I'm not starving, and I also wasn't desperate to go around and find something to eat. That was the other thing. As I got here, they weren't quite ready for me. I feel like they're like close on this property, and they just have a few more things to tweak to get it just right. And they could have been a little bit more ready, but it wasn't that big a deal. It's just the driver I had to wait with me, and and all that. So that's it. Oh, and I don't know, did I get to show you that TV in there? It's a big TV, and it has YouTube, and if I had Netflix or Amazon Prime or something, that would all be on there too. I mean, that's all on there. So it's a very modern smart TV too, and got a great picture and everything. So when I talk about traveling comfort budget, I mean, not every place is like this much where I can sit there and say, look how huge this place is for $20 a night. But this is one of those that's exceptional. I say a little not perfect, but darn good. And I got a couch and a comfy chair. I mean, and I'll show you this little balcony I'm out on. It's just we got 2 chairs on the balcony. It's a nice sized balcony, and just So that's what it is like. I mean, and tomorrow, I'm gonna go back inside for a sec. Tomorrow, first thing I'm gonna do is, let's see. First thing I'm gonna do is probably ATM. Second thing is SIM card, or either sequence on that one. ATM and SIM card are top priority. I think the situation with the Benin visa is the same as this one, where it's all electronic now, and so all I have to do is do it electronically, but I want to stop in at the embassy and make sure. I don't want to go through the electronic process and then have them say, no, it only works at the airport. So I want to absolutely make sure. I've been given some information, but it was from someone at the Togolese embassy in Accra who already gave me some wrong information. I'm not going to play that game again. So let me show you the TV. I don't know if you can tell the size. Oh, and don't you love it? Okay, these curtains, I want to say that they're like leftovers from IKEA or something like that with that color scheme. But they're fun. And I don't know, maybe they're not IKEA leftovers, but that's what it screams to me. But I mean, look at this TV. I mean, it's at least I want to say it's like a 40 or 46 inch. It's great. But yeah, even when you're an experienced traveler, you can't anticipate everything. Like I couldn't anticipate, hey, I had everything perfect at the border and they still hassled me. I mean, you have to anticipate that it's going to go wrong. When you travel a lot, you just, as I say, you anticipate that the bad thing's going to happen rather than just assuming the good thing will, because it's a lot safer. Murphy's Law. Murphy's Law. And when it doesn't happen, hey, you're golden. When it does, you're like, okay. So as I say, I just wanted to share what a first day is like, and this is why I don't usually travel on Sundays, because if it weren't Sunday, I would probably be out there looking for the place to buy my SIM card and looking for the closest ATM already. But I'll do it tomorrow. It's fine. I can get some sleep. I'm staying awake long enough to make sure I can get dinner and not have to ask the apartment manager for help. And then once I get dinner ordered and all that, I'll just pass out and have a good night's sleep tonight. And that's it. That is what a first day is like when you're crossing borders and getting to new places. And and everything. Of course, they speak French. My brain hasn't switched over to trying to speak French, even though I've been doing lessons every day. The actual implementation of trying to speak French is there we go. Now it's closed. The actual implementation of trying to speak French is a little harder than just doing Duolingo lessons, but I'll get there. Give me a little time. Okay, that's it. Just wanted to give you an update. Thanks for joining me, and I am working on the video about my suitcase and my packing dilemma, because every time I turn around, there's a new layer to it. I am not kidding. I think I have it solved, and then something changes, and actually this place alone has given me reason to not do something I was going to do, which I didn't do. I chickened out of doing, and I'm glad I did, because I needed something that I was going to leave behind. And I'll go over that in the whole packing thing. But it is a far bigger drama than I usually allow in my life. But it's going to be, I hope, funny. I think it's funny. But we'll get to that. Okay, thanks. I will. Oh, where? They always move that little X. I know it's always up here. I know where it is, usually. But I will see you next time. Thanks for joining me.